All right, live piano practice number 11. Skinny Love is the song. It's a new song, new take. Taking a little break, and I need to teach this one today anyway, so it works out for me to do it this way. If you guys want to follow along, want the sheet music, want to support us, follow us at our website, or subscribe at our website, become a member at musicbythemeasurespro.com. $9.99 a month helps support these videos and also gets you high quality sheet music, and we're working on some new weekly content to get you guys as well. Great if you want to learn new stuff every week, or if you have students you want to teach, and we take requests as well. All right, so Skinny Love. The Birdy version, Bon Iver did. I think I wrote it originally. Bon Iver did write it originally. Cool song, and I like Birdy's version of it as well. So we're in the key of E, which means 4 sharps. We have a C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp we have to watch out for. So just like a lot of like precursor information. One of the things I liked about the other song, Forever Young, was it was in the key of C, so no sharps, no flats. But here we are. So right away, I'm just going to break down these chords in our right hand. Seems like a good place to start, and we'll go from there. So this C minor, C sharp minor, I should say, has it's an inverted chord. I'm kind of warming up in my brain a little bit right now, just making sure everything's running, and yeah, back to not being distracted. It's an inverted chord, so the G sharp happens to be on bottom versus playing it like this. So we have G sharp, C sharp, E natural. And then what they're doing is they're kind of just laying it on like that. Still don't know the technical term for this, which is sad because I'm a teacher, but somebody who does know, let me know, or John, I'll ask him. After that C sharp minor, we go to an A, which is kind of cool. Like all we're doing is moving our thumb and going to that A chord. Again, played that same way. So we got this. 2, 3, 4. Song's slow. Full speed is 74. It varies a little bit in tempo. I think I have it queued up for 54, which is probably where I'll start it at. So, and then to that A, only moving one note. The E, we're actually kind of going back down then. We're doing a different inversion of E. We're doing a G sharp, B, and then up, and then an E on top. So this one kind of is, I don't know. Don't know how I want to play that. Probably that way. We'll see what's most natural. So again, from the C sharp minor, we got, yeah, definitely the second finger on the B feels the most natural for me. And then we're going with a D sharp kind of as a leading tone back into our C sharp minor. All right, let's hear that. I was warming up on this last night, and I felt like a couple places where I flub. It's just getting back to that. I've done this E chord, so see it in the context here. Well, clearly my practice helped because I'm not doing it now. Also, getting my second finger to fit right perfectly is a little tough for me. You know, I'm not a great piano player by any means. I enjoy it. I also think it's very fundamental as far as instruments go. Okay. Let's hear how fast or slow 54 is. 3, 4, 1, 2. Oh, let me move that a little bit so if you're watching the short stream, it's a little bit easier to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, see, there I made the mistake I like to make. We'll just start over. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Okay, because I feel like that's kind of straightforward as a part, we're ignoring our pedal, which you kind of see the information here is telling you to use pedal. We're just ignoring that. We're ignoring it for now. We'll add that in later. Just an extra step. Let's get these notes down. So our left hand, let's see what's going on. So we're going middle C is our C sharp in this instance, down to an A, and then up to an E. So before we try it with metronome, and again, I kind of talked through my hypothesis of why these videos would work or how they should work. And a lot of it is like for people that don't know how the song would sound or need a little help breaking down the notes. And then as soon as you hear me play a passage, push stop, try it on your own. Work through it a couple times and then see how it sounds back and forth and try to play it with me, that kind of stuff. So both hands together, we're just going to do it without metronome and get the idea down. And we're going to go nice and slow. I'm using my second finger, my left hand on that C sharp because it feels natural. So, and then my thumb is in really good shape to get that E. If the left hand was more complicated, we'd spend a little bit more time on it, but I feel like it's pretty straightforward. So we got this. Actually, it's probably not a bad idea just to do that a couple times, especially because this is right on the beat and this is kind of doing that little staggered. About that. Your thumb is moving to A, your fourth finger is moving to A in your left hand, so just work on that transition. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what I love about playing without metronome is just allows me to relax. That's all I'm trying to do right here. And then as soon as I put the metronome in, we can feel a little bit of pressure to play it perfectly in time. Another thing is, like, as I'm working through this, I'm trying to play without any tension. If my ambition is to play for a couple hours a day and I start, like, tensing up as I play, I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay, and then up to that E. So this is the bigger change. And I missed the E in my right hand. That's what it should have been. And then starting all over again. So the starting all over again is going to take my brain a little bit of time. So we got this. And then to the E, D sharp. Starting all over. And you can see that just a little bit of the wheels have to turn for me to get that back in time. This, again, I mentioned this story again, and not that everyone watches any of these, but if you haven't watched these before, I remember being really young and learning piano, and the minute we had to put left hand and right hand together, I was like, screw this shit, I'm done. Like, I just don't, my brain doesn't work that way. Which is also, I think, one of the reasons why piano is such a fundamental instrument, and how it, like, changes the shape of how, I'm sure it does change the shape of our brain, but our perception of our perception of music is how I should say that. Now, another thing that I'm doing kind of on purpose is I'm rambling, but I'm using that rambling to think about how I want to play this and just get into playing without thinking. If I can shut my brain off a little bit and just get through that part. Back to that C sharp. Alright, now I don't think I'll be able to play that in time. More than once. So let's actually lean into where I'm at right now versus trying to fight it. I'm going to do one time, pause. Do one time, pause. As soon as I'm feeling comfortable, then try to do 2 in a row. The other thing I can do is slow the tempo down. 2. Let's do right hand only. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Both hands. 2, 3, 4. C sharp. So, okay, I was actually able to do it one time. 2 times one time, if you know what I mean. I was able to do it 2 times in a row once. Was not able to do it again, only because I have to think through that transition of back to the E or back to the C sharp in my right hand, and for whatever reason, it doesn't happen. I did like how I started with just doing right hand. If you can get to the place where one hand can kind of just be like a placement where you're not actually focusing on it, that's the best thing to do. All right, a couple times without metronome, just to reiterate. Now, and I'm rambling a lot this morning, so caffeine is flowing. And it's new, so I'm just taking this opportunity to kind of like think through my process and communicate that. Anything new, it's worth spending that time to be like, okay, how am I actually approaching this? What's the quickest way to learn this? Now, the funny thing is, since it is that E to the C sharp minor, just think about that. All right, a couple times without metronome, and then we'll add it back in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And brain froze. It's funny how much my brain is freezing. 2, 3, 4. So part of it is, as well, I'm trying to do this from memory, which is not a lot to memorize, but it's enough where it forces me to think, wait, after C sharp minor is an A. Okay, the A. You know, I have to think about what I'm doing, not just do. Couple more times with metronome, and then let's learn the rest of this intro. And the reason I put first look, or whatever I called this, I think it's first look, yeah. This is kind of what an assessment should be the first time. Like, I don't want to spend an hour on this intro. I just want to get this idea in my brain. And then I want to get the idea of the verse in my brain, which actually right off the bat, they look very similar. After you're feeling good about that, go to the next section. Spend like 5-10 minutes on each section. Familiarize yourself with each section, and then move on. And then tomorrow should be like, all right, let's start diving in. And then you start circling areas where you're like, okay, this is a problem area for me. This is something I need to work on 10 times. Okay, well, I worked on it for 10 times. Move on. If you spend a laborious amount of time, it's a waste of your time. It really is, because your brain can only take in so much new information at once. What's fun to see, and especially if you watch 1 through 10 of these, and I was working on Forever Young. You start to see like, oh man, by doing it every single day, his learnings get quicker, his understanding gets quicker. You kind of see that, and it's hard when you zoom out and you look at your own practice and go like, shit, I'm not getting better. But you do have to zoom out and look at the whole week. You have to look at the whole 10 practices. You have to look at that, and just put the time in. All right, less rambling, more playing. Let's go back to this right hand. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. This time both hands. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Cool. That's enough. I mean, like, that was probably longer than we need to spend on it, but now I got the idea in my head. So looking at these next 2 measures, I don't really need to think through that C sharp A because we've already played it. Now this rhythm I do. Let's keep the 54. And then we'll play this first chord and then talk about that next rhythm. So we got this, right? But this time it's a half note. After that half note, they play a D sharp, B. Now, here's what confused me as I was warming up on this last night. D sharp to B, right? That D sharp is holding out. So it's 1 and 2. I played that wrong. 1 and 2. Nope, I'm still playing it wrong. It's got to get down to that G sharp. 1, D sharp, G sharp, and then a B, E. The trade-off in just my right hand is where my brain hurts. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4. I counted that wrong. 1 and 2. Pause for 1 sec. Because it's 3 and 4 and. Oh. You can see why this confused me yesterday because it's confusing me again now. All right. This is the part where I wish I could just take that part of the live video and throw it away, but it doesn't matter. So I'm playing a D sharp. I'm then going to a G sharp. As I'm playing the G sharp, my D holds out, right? 1 and 2. Now, as I play this next B and E, that G sharp is ringing out the entire time, which just sounds really, I want to use the word gorgeous, pretty. But it's enough to throw my small reptile brain off. So we just want to count that a couple times. So let's actually ignore the 1, 2, and we're just going to go 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and. So 54 might be too fast for that, but let's just try it. 4 and 3 and 4. So much faster than what I was just kind of counting it through, but. And 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 3 and 4. Just gotta remember to keep that G sharp down. Again, a lot of times when I'm learning these songs, I'm learning new technique. You could argue that this isn't a technique, but I'm going to say it is because it's something I can't do. That doesn't make something a technique, I understand that, but I'm just saying holding one note and dividing up my fingers in a different way is a technique. So now let's take it from the beginning of that. Okay, just make sure I'm playing the right notes. So we have that. This is going to be over 1, 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cool. Again, spending a minute on that allows me to fix that idea. So let's put that whole measure in time. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 1 and 2. Oops. 2, 3 and 4. Last time I did it wrong, the time before I was fine. I just lifted that G sharp. So let's put that from the C sharp minor in context. So we're going. Nice. That's it. All right. Because I feel like I'm going a little crazy and obsessive. Let's add some new stuff. Let's try to get through more. So the beginning of the verse starts almost the same way. The only difference is we're not doing that little bit of a staggered start. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah. And again, holding those notes out, especially on the da da da, just makes it sound smoother, more legato, versus, right? A little difference. Back to that C sharp minor, the A, and then we're walking down. We're going B, A, okay, and then we're going D. So I'm on the E measure right now. D, G, D sharp, G sharp, B, G sharp. All right, so from the C sharp minor, that was well said. C sharp minor. Now I'm doing everything like that stagger. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm always doubting myself on the B, A. That's right though. Okay, and then the E, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then the C sharp minor is gonna play a little bit of riff. So let's try to get this down. Okay, and just to make my life easier, just go a little bit slower. We'll put a time marker here. Now in my mind, the time marker is very similar to like you having a piece of paper and writing down I like to have with students, like, just circle. These are sticky spots. We need to circle them and work on them. Let's try 48. It might be too slow, but we'll see how it is. So from the C sharp minor, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So that's actually all I'm going to try to do first. And then knowing myself, the second or third time, I'll just start putting in. It's not hard, but it's just more putting that all in context, right? 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and maybe I can do it all. I think I can do it all. And 3 and the slower tempo's nice though. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and screwed something up there. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. Two different things that I don't know. One thing that I noticed, and I like it. I like my screw up. I mean, the B, A sets me up to want to go to that E really nicely. So it's just a nice leading tone, right? 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then I feel like I'm in good shape after that little run. I mean, that's a purpose. That is the purpose of the runs. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Keep on going back to C sharp minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and C sharp minor. All right, let's try it. And 3, 2, 3, 4. My brain froze. 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and So with really the goal of just trying to get through a little bit more of this, we'll see how far I want to get today. Let's just go to the C sharp minor here a minute. So a lot of what they're doing is playing off of the chord. I know that sounds pretty simple to say, but like maybe you didn't know that. Maybe you weren't aware of that information. So the C sharp minor, they're just breaking it up now. They're going. Okay, so if you think about it, they're just going, if I call up my fingers, 5, 1, 3, 1. Now on that A, it's going different because they're adding this E here underneath, but they're still doing A, C sharp. Wrong rhythm, but right notes. It would be 3 and 4 and Okay. Don't think either of those are terribly hard. Let's do, I don't know if I'll be able to play it in time right away. And then I see something interesting on that E. We'll get there in a sec. Okay. Stay on the task at hand. So we got E, G sharp, C sharp, G sharp. All right. So my goal is to learn how to play this quickly, mostly because I have to teach it. So I know the best thing for me is just small little loops. Now, as these loops might be boring too, and I get comfortable with them, I still want the right hand to spend a lot of time on it and get used to it. I could add my left hand if I want to. Right. Especially because this left hand is very straightforward. It's not too complicated. So it gives me a nice advantage to add that in now versus later. All right, so what's next? We got A, C sharp, down to that lower E. That might be hard to do that repeating because we're coming back to that A, but 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4. Metronome. 3 and 4 and 3. And again, I'm shutting my brain off and just playing it. Which is good and bad. Like, I go back to counting it in my head, like 3 and 4 and 3 and... But I kind of want to just turn it into something I don't have to think about. Now, can I think about the C sharp minor to it? So we got 1 and 2 and shift. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, okay, that's what we actually have need to shift to. I'm getting ahead of myself and thinking about that next measure, and I don't have to yet. So we got 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I'm going to try to get back to that C sharp minor. Let's do it one more time by myself. So without metronome. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E. just nail that E and then give myself enough time to think about. You would think that'd be enough time. 1 and 2 and 3. Playing different fingers that time, so maybe we'll end up doing that. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, we'll see what's gonna happen. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and okay, so I'm not hearing that yet. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm laughing because of that really bad note that I play. I either go or I go. It's the Ghostbusters version of Skinny Love. 2, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and then what happens, especially so we're like, what, 30 minutes into this, you start to get more comfortable on your instrument. What a crazy concept of just repeating these small phrases over and over again. You start to get really good at those small phrases. Now, where we all need to continue to grow, and I mean, I'm calling myself out more than anything else. Consistency. You know, if I hit these songs every single day, the growth potential, I mean, I'd have these all done in a week. If I got a good hour of practice in, as your skill set continues to grow, things just become easier. I mean, you're not starting from scratch every time, but we'll see what happens. Oops, play the wrong notes. So that E starts really kind of, in my mind, our left hand is giving us our downbeat. So 1, and then they're on this B, that E, and then up top would be a G sharp. So they're going 1 and 2 and 3. Oops, 3 and 4 and. Actually, that's all the right E. Yeah, okay, that's right. I guess I'm gonna continue just doing right hand. Only because, I don't know, why not? Good enough reason for me. So it's going to seem a little odd, right? Because we're always skipping that downbeat, but eventually our right hand's going to have to do that anyway. So it's worth working on like that. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Same thing if that gets boring. And you can easily put your left hand in if you want to. And 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. I'm debating how picky I want to be with how I'm playing it. And I shouldn't be that picky because it's the first day I'm looking. Second day. I warmed up on this yesterday. I didn't have enough time for a live, but I was like, shit, I'll just start learning this ahead. But again, I heard the rhythm. Dun, 1 and 2 and 4 and now, it was nice to play that without my left hand because it really forced me to hear where 1 is, right? 1 and 2 and dun dun. Well, did that 3 or 4 times, and it was easy enough for me to hear, like, all right, well, I'm going to screw this up because I forgot the notes. Now I'm playing a little sloppy because that 3, my rest isn't sounding good in my right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and should be how it's actually played. Don't think I'll be able to do both hands together yet at this part. So let's just kind of get through the rest of these ideas here. The other interesting thing is ledger lines, right? So as we start to go to these higher notes, you know, a lot of people are like uncomfortable with ledger lines. There's lots of little tricks. You can think about the distance between these notes. So that's a 4th. Before, when we were playing E to G sharp, that would have been a 3rd. It's funny, I'm talking about this one, but was highlighted on the other one. So that's a 3rd, E to G sharp. You have to think about the sharp in context for the song, right? Okay. Well, this one is still E, but now we're going up to a 4th, so that'd be A. Oh, and so the way that this is working, it's a quarter note on both those notes, and then it's just walking down G sharp, F sharp, E, down to that C sharp minor. And then on verse 2, the song's about to speed up too, which will have that G sharp here, and it looks to be, this time that quarter note holds out on the G sharp, so we're going minus my pause. So my brain doesn't work. E, D sharp, C sharp, B. And then if you put that together with that G sharp being held out, so you got 4E and 4E and played sloppily. Again, just play it better, but practicing these small movements. 4E and all right, I'm running out of time for today. I think I'll have time tonight for another session. Probably be doing drums tonight. Maybe I'll do guitar. Nobody really knows, including myself. Maybe I'll just take a nap. So, all right, as always, thank you guys for paying attention. Thanks for watching. If you guys have questions about this song or have other songs you want to learn, or you want to become a member and help support us to make more of these videos, we appreciate all of that. So you guys have a good rest of your day.